Hey guys, I'm Tara with Tara Simon Studios, and today I'm going to be reviewing for the first time KZ Tandingan, I think that's how you say the name, and she is going to be covering Two Less Lonely People in the World. This is a live performance on the Wish bus, I believe. Yeah, it is on the Wish bus. Here we go. Never heard of her.
I was down, my dreams were wearing thin.
Wish 1075.
When you're lost, where do you begin? My heart always seemed to drift from day to day.
She's got a lot of depth to her voice.
For the love that never came my way. Then you smiled and I reached out for you. I could tell you were lonely too.
Nice straight tone to vibrato there.
Look, and then it all began for you and me. The moment that we touched, I knew that there would be two less lonely people in the world, and it's gonna be fine. Out of
Always
all
love this
the
song.
people in the world, I just can't believe you're mine. In my life where everything was wrong.
Does she even know this song? She's like holding up her phone.
Now there's two less
funny.
lonely people in the world tonight.
Okay, I would have loved her to say, two less lonely people in the world instead of in the world. It's nice either way, like it doesn't sound bad either way, but it's more, I would say more pure and easier as a vocalist to get out when you're singing two less lonely people in the world. The, by the way, sets you up, that vowel, if you sing it correctly, sets you up for the perfect vowel within the word world that you'd want to sing too, versus singing the world. You're singing the world. It's just easier. There's less movement. And as a singer, anytime you can create less movement while you're singing, what it does is it lessens the risk for pitchiness. So the more open you can keep your mouth and the more still you can keep your mouth by keeping your vowels as similar as possible, especially by accentuating the open ones, the open opportunities like the word the. That's an opportunity, it's not a requirement. World is a requirement. You have to sing world in order for it to sound good. The, you can still get it out by singing the, but it sounds better if you sing the. So it's not about right or wrong, it's about good or better choices. So for her, I just wish that she would have done that, because even though it doesn't seem to matter much there, if she did that an octave higher, it would have mattered. She definitely would have been, and any singer would have been at risk for singing the word the off pitch. It would have been a little flat because there wouldn't have been as much space. So anytime you can isolate your vowels and lessen the movement while you're singing through a melodic line, gives you a greater chance of being in the center of the pitch. Just keep that in mind as a singer.
Just to think what it might have meant.
What was a perfect vowel there? What.
Looking back, how did I exist? I dreamed, still I never thought I'd come this far.
Nice.
But miracles come true, I know, 'cause here we are. Two less lonely people in the world, and it's gonna be fine. Out of all the people in the world, I just can't believe you're mine. In my life where everything was wrong, something finally went right. Now there's two
Went
less
right.
lonely
Great usage of
people
consonants there.
in the world.
In the world. Would have liked to we'll open it. Her vibrato is beautiful. I love the wavelength that she produces. It's really nice. It's very relaxed. It's very rich. It's really good.
Tonight
open up a little bit more on that one. Beautiful. She chose to go straight to vibrato on that long hold. Fine. She continued the vibrato too, which I appreciate. She didn't go back to straight tone. People, very nice. Whoa, could be a little more open there.
Two less lonely people in the world.
Wish Exclusive on Wish 1075.
It's always so awkward when a song finishes. You're just like, especially when it's a recording like that. I've been in that position where you're like doing a radio interview or something, and it's finished and there's no audience there to applause, so you're just kind of like, sweet, waiting for the camera to go off. That was awesome though. So very interesting and very good singer she is. I really like her a lot. She, I can tell, has a lot of different depth and capability to her voice, even though she was singing something a little more like top 40s pop here. She, I can hear, would be great with like blues or even jazz. She's got that quality, that silky kind of like velvety quality to her voice that's got some rich, darker tones. And she really utilizes that most in her lower parts of the song and in her vibrato. I really like I mentioned earlier the wavelength of her vibrato, and I want to talk to you about a little bit what that means to me, what I mean when I say that. So when you sing with vibrato, and for those of you who don't know how to, that's something that's really hard to learn and really hard to teach, but I have been successful in doing that with some students. So if you're looking to learn that, it's not an impossibility. There's actually a student of mine, Paul, I'm shouting you out. Paul found me on YouTube, and we've been doing lessons, and he had not much vibrato, if at all, right, Paul? I don't think you had any when you started, and now we gotta like tone it down. He's killing it, and he's only been with me for a couple months. That's an extreme case. He's all about the practice, though. Like, he really works hard. But when you talk about vibrato, and you have it, let's assume you have it. There's an innate ability to have it. Like, if you just naturally have it and you've not been trained to have it, then it's kind of like a God-given thing, and it's within your own character, just like how everybody has their own sound of their voice. And if you're walking into a room with someone that you recognize, you can turn your back and know by just the sound of their voice it's them. Well, the vibrato is kind of the same thing. It's kind of like your voice's character, okay? And there are different speeds in which the wavelengths go. Naturally. Now, you can slow it down or speed it up. Like, if you have control over your voice, you can control it. Like, if I want to sound a little more Disney, I can go and we'll just sing this. Two less lonely people in the world. Like, I can kind of sound like Snow White there, or I could sound a little more like soulful and R&B and slow it down. Two less lonely people in the world. Like, I can control it. But my natural vibrato, if I'm not doing anything, would be two less lonely people in the world. It's kind of somewhere in between, I think, what I just did. So her natural vibrato really caters to that like slower wavelength, that bluesy kind of jazzy, soulful style, which I really like. And it's, by the way, easier to control your vibrato if you have it, if you know what you naturally are. Because then you can say, okay, well, I air more towards like the Disney princess side, or I air more towards the R&B jazzy side. And since that's slower, I'm going to try to speed it up to change the style if I'm doing something more Broadway or Disney or even bubblegum pop. And if I'm faster and I'm trying to sing something like At Last by Etta James and do a cover of it, well, then I know that I should probably focus a little bit more on making my vibrato more relaxed to fit that style. Or not. Like, you could still do it in the way that in your natural vibrato. You don't have to mimic the style, but just kind of as an exercise, learning how to control your vibrato is something worthwhile. That's really cool and fun to experiment with. And I loved her vibrato. I loved the style of vibrato, the soul of it. It wasn't necessarily a song where she went super, super high. But the notes that she did hit were quality notes. And they had emotion, they had feeling. Her pitch was really pretty good overall. There were some times in the song where I wish she would have dropped her jaw a little bit more. But a lot of pop singers do that. Sometimes they lead with their chin instead of dropping their jaw. And a lot of it is because of what they see. I'm not saying that's because of her, but a lot of times people, and I'm sure you guys out there do the same, where you watch people sing on YouTube or you'll watch live performances and you see them do these certain gestures vocally and you think, oh, that's cool looking. I'm going to do that when I sing. And it doesn't necessarily mean it's right. So may be cool looking, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's vocally sound. So just beware of vocal gestures too as you're watching other singers perform. And if you're looking to get better yourself, by the way, there are 3 different options that I offer personally at Tara Simon Studios worldwide. You don't have to live in Atlanta or even in the States to take advantage of it. If you want to click on the link below for live lessons, me and my coaches are happy to help you there. That's private lessons online. And if you want to do an 8-week course, something digital, that's to your time frame, like wherever you are in the world, time zone wise, it's fine. You can do my 8-week course called Sing Smarter, Not Harder. It's really doing awesome things for a lot of you guys, and I'm really, really happy to see the progress that you guys are telling me about and writing to me about. I'm with you, by the way, in the course every single step of the way. Like I am looking into your progress. You guys write me, I write you back, I answer questions. You can even do check-ins throughout the course privately if you'd like to, with me personally, so that I know how you're doing and you know that you're on the right track with the course. But they're all video modules. It's just like this. And so if you like what you hear in the YouTube channel, you're gonna love the course because it's basically that on like pumped up on a million steroids. Okay, 47 modules full of high content, value rich material. And there's one more thing that's really cool that we're just starting to roll out. A lot of you guys have been emailing me and asking me, hey, can you review me? And I thought, well, that's not a bad idea. Sure, I can do that because that's what I essentially do in lessons anyway. So we're doing a really cool thing where if you click on the Instagram vocal reaction link down there, I'm not sure if that's what it's titled, but it's going to be Instagram something. And if you click on that link, you're going to be taken to a page that's going to give you instructions on how to ask for you to be reviewed by me, or you can also be reviewed by one of my coaches at the studio too. You'll have the choice. And you can do a cover song, you can do an original song, you can do it a cappella, you can do it with a track, doesn't matter. It's one full song, and we are gonna give you our professional opinion on your voice, your vocal journey, and give you some tips and tricks on how we think you can improve. And that's gonna be really valuable information. It's gonna be essentially like an assessment for your voice, just like I do for the singers that you ask me to review. Which, by the way, please keep asking me for different artists. I love listening and reading your comments, guys. I comment back. We take our list directly from your requests. So this was done today because somebody, or more than one person, requested it. So thank you so much for being part of the TSS family. I love you guys. Subscribe and click the notifications button too if you haven't already, so that you can possibly be the first to see the next video. And I'll see you guys on the next one.